So to scan the ISEF forms that you'll need to submit to our science fair, there's a good app that's out there. It's available for both the iPhone and the Android. It's just called Adobe Scan. So this can be found in your app store and it's free. And I think you're going to find quite a few uses for this particular app beyond just scanning your forms that you need for the science fair. So when you open this app, you're going to see a couple of different menu options that are here. You're going to hit the camera icon button in order to open up this app. So I have this on a black background and it'll be looking for a document. It's best to have some kind of contrasting surface. A kitchen table will work fine. And what you'll see is it'll automatically detect the edges of your paper so long as you have a contrasting background. So it works really well. It's sitting there looking for the document. If for some reason you need to take a manual picture because it won't find it, the button in the center of the screen will do that for you. When you're done, you're just going to click the button in the lower right hand side of the screen and it'll bring up this menu. And this menu you're going to be able to go through and inspect each document individually. There is a crop button that's at the bottom there, so if for some reason it incorrectly detects your borders or maybe the paper is the same color, you can manually adjust those just by sliding those up and down. Once you've inspected all of your forms and they look good, you can go ahead and give it a name. Since you're allowed to use your name for these forms, it'd probably be best to go ahead and name this document using your last name and probably the school. So for this example, I'm just going to use the last name of Smith, and I'm going to use, we'll just pretend I'm from Kearney High School, so I'm just going to put the abbreviation KHS. So at this point, we're ready to share the document. Hit the Save PDF in the upper right, and then the Share button is going to be located towards the top. You'll see a button that says Share. So we want to go ahead and do that. And there's a couple of options. You can email it to yourself and then download it to a computer. You'll be given a link. Or if you have something like AirDrop, you can click on that below where it says Share a Copy, and you can send a copy directly to your device and completely bypass the email link. If you can do that, I'd recommend it. Otherwise, the email is fine. But just know the email, it's going to take a little bit to process it, so you're not going to be able to download it immediately. So you can see there's a variety of ways that you're going to be able to share it. So you might be able to find a more creative way to do this. But what I did, I just used AirDrop, sent it to my Mac, and from there it's very easily uploaded to our registration form. Let's go through how to take that PDF now and upload it to our website. I'm going to assume that you maybe don't have AirDrop on your computer and you're going to need to use an email link in order to make that work. So make sure you just hit the share button and then you can email it to yourself from your phone. Another idea, if you don't have access to a phone, is a lot of the copy machines at our schools now have a scan feature where you can put all of your documents together in order and scan them in, and it'll save it as a single PDF file. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like using our website. So we go to register, and the registration button is located right here. There'll be a series of questions that will be asked to you, so I'm just going to go and put my stuff in here. So I'm going to pretend that's my email address. We'll just say I attend Kearney High School. Okay, gender male. If you wonder why we have these here, this is for reporting purposes when we're done. So I would prefer that you let us know whether you're male or female, but if you don't identify with either one of those, that's okay. Just make sure you put prefer not to say. What grade you're in, pick the grade. We'll say I'm a ninth grader. I go to a public school, your teacher or sponsor's first name. We'll just put myself, and put their email address, and then the project, we'll say, just so you can see this, is a team project. If it's not a team project, you're going to automatically skip to the project registration section. Otherwise, it's going to go to some basic information about your teammate. So I'm just going to put my name here again. Obviously, you're going to put your partner's name. And I'm going to use a different email address for this one. Let's just say it's at msn.com. Okay, the grade, we'll say that it's also a 9th grader. That's my teammate, and my teammate is also male. Just verify everything before you go to the next section. And then in the 3rd section, you're just going to choose the division of your project. So if you're in grades 9 through 12, it's a senior division. Otherwise, you're the junior division if you're grades 6 through 8. Pick the category that best describes your project. And if you're unsure, click on this link here, and that'll take you to a page that's going to give you a little bit more information about the categories. So you just find it, you can click on it, or you can browse them over here, but it goes through all the criteria that would be used to determine which particular section you should be in. So we're just going to use one that probably no one's going to use, is translational medicine this year. I'm going to have the best project ever for the title. And then we'll copy and paste an abstract in here. And it's important when you copy and paste your abstract that you try to get it single-spaced text without a lot of formatting. Should look pretty clean in here because this is what we're going to share to the judges. I'm not going to put any edits to this thing, so if there's a bunch of returns and things in there, you might want to clean it up before you submit it. But for our ISEF forms here, you're going to hit Add File, and then we're going to go select files from your device. And right now I currently do not have it, so I'm going to go check my email. So from my app, I went ahead and sent myself an email, and it's going to come from Adobe. So just double check that that is where it comes from. Oh, my bad, it came from a different email account that I have that's set up on my phone. And from here, it's going to send you a link. If this isn't showing up, you might want to go check a spam folder, because originally my email thought it might be spam. But I'll click on the link, open it up, and there's the forms that I took a picture of earlier. So all you'll need to do from here is download them to your computer, which is this little download button here. You can see it downloaded. And then on the form, I just simply need to go to Select Files. And there it is sitting in my Downloads folder. Click on it, hit Open. It'll upload it. All my forms are going to be together as a single file, which meets the criteria. So you can't have multiple files this year. It has to be a single PDF file. And then if I hit my media release, so let's just say I say yes. Go ahead and read through these too. There is no entry fee this year because of the Nebraska Environmental Trust Fund. So if you get a chance, look at the contacts and send them a thank you for making this fair possible, where our schools didn't have to put any money into this to make it happen. You will receive a confirmation email from my school email address, so it'll say j.chechula most likely in it. So if you're wondering what that is, that's where it's going to be coming from. The reason I did this is school accounts, I can send more automated emails than I can with a non-school account. So I just went ahead and used my school account so that we make sure that everyone gets a confirmation email, that no one's waiting because I went over a certain limit. And then the last one, just make sure that that you read over this part right here. It's going to just have some really basic information for you to know about the project. Basically, it states that we're going to review your paperwork. Once your paperwork's been reviewed, we'll go ahead and send you a project number that you're going to use, and that's got to be on everything you submit to the judges. So from your project presentation to maybe a research paper that you send, we want to use this code to identify you and not your name. Now, when you're giving your presentation, you're allowed to use your first name, but no last names, no reference to the school. We want our judges to just focus on your project and not be distracted by which school you came from or possibly a last name that they recognize. So that's the purpose for doing all this paperwork. There's reporting, but it also helps get the fair organized and gets things set up so that the judges are ready to take a look at your project as soon as all of them come in by our February 24th, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time deadline. If you run into any questions, you can always go to our website, hit the contact button, fill out the form that's going to appear, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Good luck, and we look forward to seeing your project at our fair.